Here we are kind of doing another piece on the coronavirus and how it's affected each of us, and probably similarly in some capacity affected you and or those you know and love or associated with, friends. The list is long, because it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you're feeling this in some way or another. For this bit, what we really wanted to talk about was some of the financial impact, the damage and the restriction and the struggle to shift gears, find another way, find a way to bring money in. We kind of wanted to talk about that, and I guess I'll fire off since I started. You know, I lost conventions, which was a source of income for my family. I've never been rich. I've been working since I was 9 years old. I'm a working man. I've never been afraid of it. In fact, I like it. I like working with my hands. Filming is shut down with the exception of this for just about anybody in the industry. And everybody's going through various struggles like this. So what do I do? What do I do? Well, instead of taking the car in to have the brakes changed, I YouTubed the video, put the car up on the jacks, bought some brakes, and did it myself. You know? Just because can't be done for me anymore doesn't mean I can't learn how to do it, especially with YouTube. There's a few things I'm doing differently. Yeah. What about you guys?
I mean, for me, it's been an interesting thing. I spend apparently a lot of money on like going out to eat and like going to do like fun things. Because because like not doing any of that, I've realized that I spend a lot of money doing that, like doing extracurricular things. I mean, I've been, for my situation, lucky enough to get unemployment, and it was not an easy thing to like go in and apply for.
They don't make it easy.
It's a process.
It's definitely a process, and I've had a lot of friends reach out to me and ask me how I did it, and you know, we're in California, we've already gotten it and it started to go through, but like I have friends in Florida, and they're doing everything through paper, and it's just been a nightmare for them. They're saying Florida is like yeah,
paper, right?
Yeah.
Mail it?
Yeah, so it's been like, apparently Florida is like the slowest state to get, obviously. Sorry, Florida, but obviously.
We love you, man. We love you, Florida.
But,
retirees and spring breakers.
It's fine. I can't imagine it being very easy, so I feel lucky that we got it, unemployment. And then also, how long does unemployment last? 6 months? How long is this thing gonna last? So it's a lot of
18 months.
Yeah.
At least.
All dependent upon when that vaccine comes out.
Yeah, and for those of you that are saying, oh, Austin, you get unemployment from the federal government, you get $600 a week. Yes, but here's the thing, and this is what I've had to figure out, and he and I have been talking about it. All the federally funded unemployment is funneled through the state systems.
And I haven't gotten anything yet.
Right.
Not a penny.
Self-employed don't get any state unemployment. But you somehow have to get your information to the state and be denied.
Yep.
But in order to do that, you have to communicate with the states, and they're all completely overwhelmed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
What is it, like 6.9 million now have put in?
Yeah. It's crazy. They're not equipped to handle that.
The government, we're doing it all. It's going great. Everyone's so happy.
Interesting about this whole thing is that like rules have been changing so fast. Like people will say something one day and then 3 days later it'll be something completely different. And it's like, how are people supposed to like understand what's happening to them, understand what's happening to their finances? You know, it's impossible to keep up with. So it's like, why can't someone, but I get it because these are unprecedented times, but like, why can't someone make a decision about something and then stick with it? Because it's true. Like things just keep changing like daily almost.
the bottom line is we've had to end up going human-to-human connection. You call up the company, you call up the landlord that you need to work with, and you go, I need help. Are you in a position where you're able to help?
We look to each other now, and that's what I think you've been talking about a lot.
Yeah, that's part of it. But I mean, now, you got to keep people informed. Doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're not talking with people, you're going to have problems. So I know it would be really easy. Listen, I was hacked in November, December. My accounts were wiped out. Savings were wiped out. 401k was wiped out. Then I went into December, January, where nobody in the industry is really working. So there was no work. I just started working a little in February, and by March,
Bam.
the worst. I haven't been like this since high school. So what I'm saying is I know it's easy to be overwhelmed when the bills keep coming and the bankers are calling and all of that just keeps happening. It is overwhelming. But just know that collections and all of these other things, there's a way to fight them because of the laws that are passed over what's going on right now, or because of what the government has put out right now on how to keep yourself safe and keep yourself in a home. So do some investigating in your local market and find out what it is you can do for yourself out. But know that you're not alone, because you're not.
Well, but here's the funny part. Ask Gabe where he is financially.
I mean, I'm doing okay.
He's doing more than okay.
Yeah.
He lives in a house with all of us, so we have lower, and he has no debt, no bills to speak of.
But you're 19. Let's talk again in 10 years, all right?
Well, last year I was pretty good on the savings game. The only thing that got hit was my stock account. It kind of plummeted a little bit, but now things are leveling
Now's the
out.
time to buy.
Well, it is. It's a great time to buy.
he's-
But he was telling me the other day that this time in history is an invaluable lesson for him for the rest of his life, because the things that he had been doing well over the past year are paying off in droves right now for him.
Good for you.
Olivia was talking about spending. Like, I didn't realize how much I was spending before this, and then like just getting groceries, I'm like, oh wait, all I need is to spend like $100 on groceries.
Preview, young single guy with no life debt versus, family of 5. Yeah. I can't. $100 for groceries? Come on! 100 a day, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Like these two dichotomies right here.
Wow. Tell you what, I'll trade places.
I'll stay right here. I'm good.
Yeah. And oh man. And for those of you who are struggling with healthcare, what was the name of that program you just showed me? So for those of you who didn't make the payments, they canceled your premium, which is actually they can't do that now either. But what was the name of that thing?
No, there's a company called, and I thought it was too good to be true. I don't even know if I've told you about this. Christian Healthcare Ministries, and this is not a for us
This isn't a commercial or a plug.
we have a Christian background, and so I researched this, and it fulfills the Obamacare requirements. It's like $172 a person for the highest level.
What? You didn't tell me
month.
about this.
Yeah, sorry.
That's what I said. I was like, what? I'm looking at it on my phone. I was like,
But this is relatively recent for us. And so I looked at it, and I said the same thing Austin said. He looked at it. He looked at the price. He's like, "What did you say? You said some clever way of saying if it's too good to be true, it probably is."
Yeah.
There's something about a goose or a duck.
if it looks good and it looks good and tastes good, it's probably a duck. Something like that.
What does that even mean?
If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, it's a duck.
It tastes good. It's like a goose or something.
Yeah.
Some random. I'm like, it's like he married two weird sayings.
But it worked at the time.
They'll answer all those questions if you call them. Like, I thought it was too good to be true. There's options out there, and again, don't take our word for it. You have to go and research. Call them. And just call them and talk to them.
Yeah, this is really just an open forum about things that we're aware of and just want to share.
They won't cover anything related to illegal narcotics.
Oh yeah, so if you fall off and break your arm because you were drunk, or maybe a little on the high side, probably not going to pay your bill.
That's on you, bro. That's on you.
Your talk screen comes back with something in it, man.
And there's a saying in the medical industry anyway, as a 16-year veteran, we can't fix stupid. And these folks sound like they're not going to pay for it either, so that sounds pretty reasonable to me. Yeah. So don't drink and do drugs and hurt yourself.
Helpful things that people are setting up funds and stuff for people to check out.
The overwhelming problem is, where do you ask?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Have you done the Nextdoor app?
I haven't even heard of the Nextdoor app.
So the Nextdoor app is a app that connects you to your neighborhood. Two people that sent out a link in our neighborhood that says, "Can anyone help me with unemployment?" And 15 responses within 30 minutes. What do you need to know? Da 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 da.
Man, now think about a time when everybody would have been too busy. Or when everybody would have just been like, you know what, dude, get a job. And now there are no jobs. For this segment, I mean, we kind of touched on different financial dichotomies. We touched on the fact that everybody at some level, unless you're independently wealthy, and if you are, you probably took a hit in the market anyway and aren't real comfortable with that. But either way, it was just a little bit of information across the single young guy, the married family guy, other married couples, working professionals, all of us in various industries, and how we're dealing with just some in an overview of the financial struggles that have come from the coronavirus. I'm not an authority, neither are any of us, on any of this stuff. Research for yourself, and the information we're putting out there, we're doing just in a goodwill gesture, trying to help. So take a look, read. If you find something cool, man, tag the link. Feel free not to just receive. Feel free to share too. So I'm just saying, we don't know it all. We could use some. She's like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
No, you guys, why are you looking at me? I just giggled.
It's the blue hair. That's what it is.
It's awesome.